Hello, ladies. Hello, welcome. Welcome to your spring cleanse, lighten the load. I'm really glad you're here. We officially begin tomorrow morning, but I wanted to pop in today because there's a couple of things I want you to know before we start. And I also want you to think about what you would actually like to get from these 5 days. First, the practical bits. So if you haven't already, download your companion guide. Please do that today, Sunday, before we start tomorrow. You don't need to read the whole thing tonight. In fact, I rather you didn't. Just have it somewhere you can easily get to it because we're going to use it as we move through the week. Your video will drop at 8 a.m. each morning, Monday to Friday. You absolutely do not have to watch it at 8 a.m. Watch it over breakfast, on your lunch break, after work, in the evening, whenever genuinely works for you, genuinely works for your life, right? But if you possibly can, I'd encourage you to watch the day's video that day rather than saving it all up, saving up all five and having a spring cleanse binge on Friday night or Saturday. And there's a reason for that. This week builds on, oh, sorry, a bird just hit my window. On Monday, it's just flown off, it's okay. Monday, I'm going to ask you to notice something. Tuesday, we're going to add another piece. Wednesday, some of those pieces are going to start connecting. Thursday and Friday, I want you looking at your own body and your own life slightly differently. And so this isn't really 5 videos for you to consume. It's 5 days for you to notice, to understand, and to experiment. Okay. And we're going slowly on purpose. I want you to set some expectations before we begin. The word cleanse can carry an awful lot of baggage. You might be expecting me to tell you to give up coffee, sugar, gluten, dairy, and alcohol tomorrow morning, go cold turkey. I'm not. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not going to give you a list of supplements. I'm not going to put you on juices for 5 days. And I'm certainly not going to tell you that by Friday, you've somehow detoxed your whole body and your life. Your body already has extraordinary systems working every minute of every day to process, clear, regulate, and repair. We're going to look at how we can support those systems rather than asking them to work even harder. And part of that is understanding what they're already dealing with. That's why this week is called Lighten the Load. Right? We're not piling another wellness project on top of an already full life. Quite the opposite. And please don't turn this into something else you have to do perfectly. Right? This is important. If you missed Tuesday's video, don't think, oh, well, I'm behind now. I'll just catch up on the weekend. Watch it on Wednesday morning and just keep going. If I suggest something and it doesn't, if I suggest something and it doesn't work in your life, notice that too. If you do your companion guide exercises and you're not sure what the answer is, right? I'm not sure, right? That's useful information. I don't want the woman with the neatest workbook at the end of this week, right? I want you to have noticed something about yourself that you hadn't noticed before. So before tomorrow, I want you to set one intention, not I want to lose 3 kilos in a week, not I'm going to be good all week, and not I'm giving up everything from tomorrow morning. Something much simpler. Ask yourself, what would I like to understand about my body by the end of these 5 days. Maybe it's, why am I bloated all the time? Maybe, why do I wake up feeling tired even though I'm sleeping? Maybe, why do I feel puffy and heavy lately? Maybe it's, why do I keep doing really well for a few days and then everything falls apart? Or perhaps it's simply, I want to understand why I don't quite feel like myself. Write yours at the front of the companion guide, because on Friday, I want you to come back to it. Not see whether you've magically fixed yourself, right? Or fixed the question in 5 days, but to ask, do I understand this differently now? Because understanding changes what you do next. And one last thing, please use this group this week. When I ask you a question, underneath that day's video, answer it. You don't need to write an essay. Sometimes it might just be sleep, stress. I never thought of that. That's me. Your comments aren't just for me. Often one woman says something that another woman reads and thinks, oh, thank you, thank goodness it's not just me. I'll be checking in every day, reading what you're discovering and answering where I can. So today, before we start properly tomorrow, come into the comments, get the practice up, don't be nervous, in the comments and tell me 2 things. Where are you joining me from? And what's one thing you'd love to understand about your body by the end of this week? That's it. So go make sure you've downloaded your companion guide, set your intention, and then leave it alone. We start tomorrow, 8 a.m., day 1, the load. And I'm really looking forward to doing this with you. So I'll see you all tomorrow morning.